Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Concert Junkies, Rob and John. Oh, yeah.
And we're live. For people that are new here, I'm Rob, and would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Amy Gould from Eden on Fire. I'm the lead singer and keyboard player for the band. And our band consists of Connor McRae on lead guitar, Scott Haggerty on bass, and Steve Starvaggi on drums. We're out of Erie, Pennsylvania.
So I'm going to start you off with a hard question I ask every episode, and people are going to get bored of it at some point, but I don't care.
All right. Go for it.
What do you want to leave as your legacy as a person?
Oh, as a person. So, like how I want people to remember me? Is that what you're thinking?
Like, yes.
Yeah. So I want people to remember me as being a fun-loving and kind person. That's important to me.
Okay. So, was your song Broken?
Yes.
What was the emotion behind it? Was it about somebody, or was it just all your feelings all at once? Or
yeah, it was about a relationship situation that I was in at the time, thinking that somebody was really the one that was going to save me from the past. And then that person really, really let me down. And so it was just like that whole emotional state of, I thought you were going to be the one to fix me, basically. Not fix me, but to, show me what it was supposed to be like. And then that person really, really let me down. And so those were my emotions at that given time about that situation, feeling completely just, wow, like broken.
Does the person know that song was about them, or?
They do. Yeah, they absolutely do.
And I'm really bad with song names. I really am.
That's okay.
That one stuck out to me. You have another song that you're in a high school.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Listen to Me. That was a fun video. The video really has nothing to do with the song itself, other than the premise of not being heard when you're trying to say something. And that's also about a relationship, about being in a relationship with somebody who, isn't really listening. You know what I mean? Like they're listening, but they're not hearing. I guess that's why I say you're listening, but you're not hearing what I'm saying is one of the lyrics in there. And it's like, they're half listening to you, or they're not really recognizing the true meaning behind what you're trying to say. And they need to turn that around if they want the relationship to go well. So that's sort of what that song's about. I thought it was kind of fitting to turn it into like unruly school children who aren't listening to the teacher, and it would be kind of a fun concept. So originally, when I came up with the concept for this video, I thought about making the band members the students and having them dress as young kids. And it was a little too hot for teacher from the, old days. So we decided to change that up a little bit. And we actually brought in middle school students, which was really fun. We had a great time with them. It was a really good time.
Did you know any of them personally?
No, I didn't. It was a funny story. I came up with this concept, and this, again, I was still thinking about the band members being the students, but I needed a school location, and I was trying to think of how we could pull that off. And I'm friends with a music teacher in one of the school districts that I've known for, since we were kids. So I reached out to her and I said, hey, what would be the odds that we could potentially utilize like your classroom or one of the classrooms there to try to, do this music video? And she's like, I will let you know in a few minutes. And she came back to me with like really quickly. She's like, not only can you do the video here, I've got teachers involved who want to help. Turned out one teacher actually became really involved. He's the one that played the principal, and he wrote the script. So he wrote a whole script for us, and changed the storyline for us a little bit, and they brought the kids in. So they rounded up the kids for us. The whole video was like basically done with the help of all these people, and it was just phenomenal. My friend Dana Kuhn, she's an awesome person, helping us out with that. So it was great. The kids didn't even know, some of them, that they were going to be in a video that day.
Oh, really?
Did, but a couple of them were, it was summertime, and so it was summer school. Some of them were there with their their teacher parents, just hanging out for a couple hours or something. The one girl is the principal's daughter.
Okay.
The one that's lighting the the torch, the one that stares me down very awkwardly, that is the principal's daughter. So that's a good time. Cool. Yeah, they were fun.
So this will be a fun one for you. If you were stuck in an elevator with one cartoon character for, say, 7 hours, who would you want it to be and why?
Okay, well, I mean, there's a lot of really fun ones, but they would get irritating after a while. I always liked Storm from the X-Men, so probably her. That would be really cool.
And you probably would be able to get out quicker.
I was just going to say it. I wouldn't be stuck that long.
You wouldn't be. Definitely wouldn't really be.
For me.
You wouldn't be stuck. So if you had a box of everything you have lost,
oh boy,
what is the first thing you're going to try to grab for?
Oh, geez. Is this metaphoric or is this actual physical things?
Let's do metaphoric.
Okay, so metaphoric would be a good many years of my life. So I've talked about this in some of the interviews, but I was in a very bad marriage for a lot of years. In fact, so when I was younger, I got into, I've been doing music since I was a little girl. But I started into the rock band scene when I was 16 years old. Then moved, to Philadelphia, and I was in the metal scene there as, I was like 19, 20, breaking out into the metal scene there. And I met my ex-husband about age 24. And well, I met him a little before that, but we started dating when I was 24. We got married when I was 26, and I lost a lot of years of my life from that because it was a bad abusive situation where I was completely, emotional abuse, taken completely out of the music industry. Like, I got convinced to not do music anymore. Somehow I was brainwashed. It was crazy. So I did not do the rock music anymore. I did do other things. I did like classical music. I'm classically trained. And I also did like music, like community music theater and stuff like that. But the only time I ever sang rock music was at karaoke with friends. So I would like those years back because I think my music career would be a whole lot further along than it is today. But I'm happy where I'm at today. I'm a different person today. And also it's given me a lot of material to write about today, but that's what I would like back.
So what is the weirdest, I don't know if it's considered compliment, but when people say you sound like, say, Evanescence, or you sound like Incantation, or like what's the weirdest one you've gotten that just threw you off?
Yeah, here, I can tell you right away because it really threw me, was Cher. And that threw me. I'm like, okay, I can kind of see it a little bit, but that one kind of threw me because that was unexpected. It threw you.
Yeah, and to kind of piggyback to that one, I think the word's double ganger. Well, like who do people tell you look like? That's like I've gotten some weird ones that I don't see.
Oh, I just had somebody, which was a huge compliment because she's a baby, think that I was the lead singer for. They got me totally confused with the leads. Oh, now I'm going to forget the name of the band. Of course, when I'm on the spot, I'll forget the names of everything. You'll help me out with it. She's got a great voice. She's like a Dio kind of voice. It's family band. She's real young. What the heck's the name of the band? Can't think what it is off the top of my head. Left my brain. I'll think of it. It'll pop into my head. Go ahead.
Was he Hale or
No, she's much younger. This girl's like really young. She's like probably in her 20s. Shoot. They're all family members in the band. Trying to think of what they're called.
all family?
It'll come to me.
The Partridge Family?
Oh, trying to think what the name of the song is that I have.
All Family.
Afraid. I will find it. Of course, it's not coming up when I look up the song either.
Like I've on my end, I've gotten Aaron Lewis a lot of times. I've gotten
Liliac. That's it.
Liliac.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know if
she's super young and like, I mean, maybe a little resemblance. I could probably be her mom.
yeah, on my end, I've gotten Aaron Lewis and Björk Kreischer, and I'm like, I'll take the Aaron Lewis. I'll take the Björk Kreischer.
Right.
Somebody said Dave Matthews once, and I said no. I don't know. I don't know what you're looking at on that one, but
It's funny.
So you have a. I'm going to bring this up. So where is it? So you're in a contest right now.
Yeah. We're trying to win.
So it's Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
So if you guys that are in here or watch this later, please go to this and vote, please.
Yeah, vote every day. It's a free vote. It takes you like 20 seconds to do it. If as long as you're on Facebook, you have to be on Facebook for whatever reason. If you don't have a Facebook account, you can't vote, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, it's just a daily vote. Doesn't cost you anything unless you want to donate to the charity, in which case then that gives us extra votes, but you don't have to. It's a free vote.
It's in small print. Do you know what charity it is?
It is, I'll tell you in a moment, because I'll get it wrong if I don't look it up and type the wrong information, and I don't want to do that. And it's the Global Citizens thing, but we go here. So it's the Global Citizen. Their mission is to end extreme poverty. So it's a pretty good cause, I would say.
So this is a fun one for you. You have a three-day festival here. First day is female fronted. Of course, you're on the bill. Second day is regional.
Okay.
That can consist your homies and whoever you want.
Okay.
And third day is national. Who are your top 5 on each?
Oh, top 5? Oh, wow. Oh, so female fronted. They're going to cross over because some of them are going to be national and regional, and
Then that's fine.
Yeah. So, on the female fronted,
I'll put a little twist on it. It could be dead or alive too.
Okay, and any genre? Or
Any.
okay, any genre. Okay, so female fronted. My ultimate idol, Pat Benatar, is going to be on there. Lizzie Hale with Hailstorm. Let's see, who else do I want on there? Gosh, I'm gonna forget all the names of all the bands that I like right now because I'm on the spot. Let me think who else I would want on there. Top 5. Within Temptation and Beyond the Black, and then me. That's 5, right?
Yep.
Eating on Fire. Regionally, let's see. Novarium, Lilith Rising. Let's see. I'm still hitting female fronted ones. Who else do I want on there? Let's see. I'm forgetting the names of everybody because I'm on this spot and I'm terrible with names to begin with. I'll know everybody's faces for a million times, and then the minute you ask me their names, I'm like, I forget what your name is. Let me go see my band list here.
It's okay. I'm like that too.
This is a tough one. Plus, also, like, I don't want to slight anybody either. It's like crazy. So we just played with, Nail Bite. Nail Bite's great. I would do that again. And then let's see, other regional bands. I need a couple more. Who else have I played with that I know? I'm always hitting the female front because I am definitely biased. It took us a long time for us to get here. So like when I see female fronted bands, I'm like, yeah, all right. Let's see, what are some male fronted ones that we've played with regionally? And Dead or Alive, though, you said too. But I don't know any regional ones, thankfully, that have passed. That are still
I mean, technically, it could.
That aren't together anymore.
You could do that, or you could do, what do you call it? Say you always wanted to play with Michael Jackson. You could have him as well.
Oh, okay, gotcha. There's a band that I think right now is potentially in the middle of reorganizing, called Conniption Fit out of Cleveland. And then also, Cold Kingdom. I think they're on hiatus right now. It's a female fronted. And I really love them too. And then national, I've already hit some of the national ones. Well, let's see. It's hard not to duplicate. Metallica.
Okay.
Let's see.
But by you saying that, which album bracket are you taking them from?
Oh, gosh. That's hard. There's not a whole lot that I don't like of theirs. I even like the Black Album. So Black Album came out. I actually probably got more into them, which a lot of people are like, what? You're not a real Metallica fan. But I like their old stuff too. Their new stuff's all right too. I like some of their new stuff. So I don't know. I like their stuff in general.
I don't know. Reload wasn't my favorite.
No, there's what's the Saint, whatever it is, one isn't my favorite, that song, Saint.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was at that tour too.
That's not my favorite.
Saint Anger.
Saint Anger, that's it. Yeah, that's not my favorite. Let's see who else. So I can go out of the metal genre here. Let me think for a minute. If I was going to be with some other big name bands that are national, we just saw Collective Soul, and they were phenomenal still. And I would love to work with them. They're just great. They put on such a performance. And let's see. Also, Vixen. I saw Vixen not too long ago, and I mean, I'm an old Vixen fan, so that would be great to work with them. Even though, it's old school, but I love it still. And they've come out with some new stuff. So let's see, who else? Well, that band Liliac I just mentioned, they're actually national now, and they're really good. I'm stuck in the female fronted world for the most part. Slipknot, I think I got them all now, right?
Yeah. What do you think is the best part of being in the industry and the worst part about being in the industry?
Okay. The best part about being in the industry for me is creating music and getting to perform it and share it with the fans. My favorite part of this whole job is being on stage and seeing people's faces when I'm performing. And there's nothing better than seeing somebody lip sync the words as you're singing. That whole connection to people is important to me. So I love that part. That's just huge. And I've had people say they relate to lyrics that I've written. And that was just like, that was a unexpected thing, I think, that happened. Like, I suppose it should have been expected, but it wasn't, when people said, "Oh, Fallen, oh my gosh, that really hit me. I relate to it so hard." And I'm like, wow, okay, I wasn't expecting that. So that kind of thing is awesome. The business end of it sucks. I've been wearing all the hats in the band for the most part. We have just recently, we got signed, so some of that got taken off my plate, but our label just does distribution for us, like digital distribution. So I still am responsible for all the other stuff. But I did just start working with a booking agency, Massive Media. So that has been helpful too. So that's taking a little bit off my plate. But all that, like trying to find venues and trying to find bands to play with and jump on tours and handling all the social media and the merch and all of that, just, it's a lot. So that's not my favorite part.
It's a 24-hour business. So
absolutely.
Like even on my end, it's a 24-hour business. So
yeah.
Do you ever feel that like you want to take a break, but then you realize if you do, you're gonna just analytics and everything else is just gonna drop?
I don't feel that yet. And partly that's probably because I'm so driven right now. I had all those years off. And when I got back into this, it was like 2020, I started writing again. 2021, the band was officially formed, like late 2021. And then 2022, we had our first show. And so we've just been kind of new, and I haven't gotten there yet. So I'm raring to go right now, I guess. So I'm very driven. It's my hyper focus right now. I've got it in my head that my day job is my side job, and this is my career. So that's where I'm at now with it. So not so much right now. I think that's sort of what happened to me in the past, but a lot of that was because I had pressure from somebody else talking me out of my music career back then. So I got a little burnout, and then somebody said, yeah, you should just really, call it quits, and gave me a million reasons as to why, and I bought into them. So I'm not going to do it again.
So have you had that moment of like, oh my God, these people came to see me?
Yes. It's becoming surreal a little bit as we're taking off. So when I put the band together, I had a lot of years off. And when I put the band together, I had no idea what was going to happen. But I told them, I said, listen, I want to take this all the way, as far as we can go. Let's get on the Wacken stage. Let's go as far as we can go, and, they're looking at me like, yeah, okay, lady, whatever, but let's go for it. And then things started happening really fast. We had our first show and we were really well received locally, got more shows. And as time went on, the social media kind of started to explode a little bit. It's really starting to explode now. We got signed like a year in. So it was like, wow. And then people are coming, like we had somebody who has driven twice now, I want to say, maybe 3 times now, like 6 hours to come see our show. And we've had people like show up at a venue when we were playing out of town saying, we came to see you, you know, and I'm like, we've been following you and we came to see you. And so that like, wow, you know, it's like, it's starting to feel real. So that's been really great.
I'm going to ask this question, and I know that they're not going to be there. They're not with you to offend themselves. But what band member would you not want to be for 24 hours?
Oh, the drummer. I mean, Steve has to, you know, first of all, the physical end of playing that instrument. Wow. You know, I've sat behind a drum kit before and fiddled, and, you know, that it takes a lot of energy and exercise, and you are sore after you're done playing for a while. I'm not good at it, by the way, but it's a fun exercise to do. And then for every gig, you know, the pack up from the band room, load up, unload, unpack, set up, pack back up. I mean, that is just so much work. So yeah, I don't want to do that.
So speaking of road, what is your gas station snack?
Oh, my gas station snack.
Your gas station snacks.
Yeah, like I like Smart Pop, that cheese popcorn.
Okay.
And I make a mess in the car with it.
So you don't get anything savory or drink wise?
Yeah,
to...
I like the sparkling waters. In fact, I'm sitting here with one right now.
Okay.
And I like you know, like I like the unflavored or like the unsweetened ones too, like the bubblies and all that kind of stuff. That's sort of my go-to. Scott, our bass player, is in recovery, so we don't really drink too much as a band. You know, but if I'm going to have something alcoholic to drink, I like wine. I'm a wino.
You're a wino?
Yeah.
Red or white?
I'm red. Dark red. The drier, the better.
Have you ever tried Route 1?
No. What is that?
It's a red wine. They have it in white as well. It's spelled R-O, it's like the word root, and then there's a 1. It has a
Try it.
I've known to drink a entire bottle myself. So.
Oh,
not that I drink anymore, really.
Don't leave me with the bottle.
I'll just give you
to do, you know.
I'll give you a straw. You'll be fine.
A funny story. My mother and I one time went to, like, it was the Food Network had like a convention at one of the convention centers, and so we went to it, and they had like this wine testing thing, and you know, you bought tickets or whatever because you could only have so many, but to do it you needed to buy like a wine glass. So I bought this wine glass, like you can fit almost half a bottle in the wine glass. I'm like, I'm only having 2 glasses of wine. I don't understand.
Yeah, okay. So do you remember time capsules when you were a kid?
Yes. We did one actually for my son when he was born.
Okay. What would you put in there and say dig it up? Let's say 5 years later.
Oh,
Well, of course, no food, but yes.
Yeah. No.
No perishables.
Probably little. I would definitely put notes to myself in there, like notes of maybe encouragement, just in case. I started to feel like, hey, remember where you were then and where you are now, kind of thing. Because I don't want to lose sight of that. Because I think it's easy to forget how far we've come in such a short period of time that you start to feel like, wow, we only have this many followers now. Well, guess what? You know, 3 years ago, we had 100 followers. So, you know, we're really, really doing well. So you tend to lose sight of that sometimes. But also I would probably put in, you know, some memorabilia of our first days when we first started as the band, and just to remind me where I was and where I am today, and even where I was in my life. You know, some things like pictures and whatnot that would remind me how far I've come.
To go back to memory lane here, what was your first show you ever attended?
Okay, so I had really strict parents growing up, so I didn't get to a lot of concerts as a kid. So I was mostly an adult. So my first, this is embarrassing, my first official type of concert, which wasn't really a concert, was the Dirty Dancing tour, which was really silly. But I think Jennifer Warren actually was at it. I don't remember who all was there, but it was, you know, all the different songs from that show, and I don't know what else it was, but my first real concert was actually Motley Crue, and it was the Girls 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 tour.
What is that, you know, what is that smell that, what do you call it, brings you back to a child?
Ooh, back to childhood. There's a lot of smells that I like that can do that. Probably the smell of a lot of different types of candy, like, you know, Swedish fish,
Okay.
things like that. Yeah.
Sorry
I have a
about the
candy
barking
problem.
dog.
I actually have Swedish fish now. If they do outlaw the red dye, I'm going to have to move to a new country because I need my Swedish fish.
Sorry about the barking dog.
Oh, that's all right. At any moment, it's subject to have a cat on my lap. So no worries.
Okay. I have no control over that one. What was that first CD you ever bought with your own money,
Oh oh gosh,
or
I don't know
record?
if I
Or
remember that. Like I'm not super young, so I actually was buying vinyl at one point, and cassettes. Trying to think, like CD. Gosh, I don't know. Maybe it. I honestly can't remember what my first one would have been. I can tell you my first like love of getting into the metal when I was a kid was, and I know I bought their cassette, was Def Leppard.
do you know which Def Leppard album that was?
I believe Pyromania.
Okay. Mine was Pearl Jam 10.
Cool.
I have someone that wants to say hello.
Hey, hi Mindy. Mindy's one of our dear friends, and she's an awesome bass player, and she's playing guitar now too.
Definitely one of the homies. Yeah, it was. I had it on tape, then I had it on CD. I think I don't know about the tape part, but I still have it on CD. My collection is overwhelming of CDs. I'm a hard copy guy. I mean, I know how computers don't have a CD-ROM anymore, really, but I have to go get the portable CD-ROM.
Yeah.
But
we sort of struggle with the, you know, not knowing exactly what to do when we released our album. We were so like, do we or don't we? You know, everybody seems to want some sort of physical copy, if not for just signature purposes or whatever. So we did print a limited amount of CDs, and we actually were surprised to find out how many we sold. A lot of people overseas want them, it seems like. So we haven't quite figured that part out yet, but we wanted to do vinyl because that's really back in, but our album would have been a vinyl.
A two-parter, yeah.
And it would have been so cost prohibitive for everybody. We're like, yeah, not this time around. So we figure maybe what we'll do down the road is do like a best of or something, so that we'll have like a vinyl.
Like, there's nothing like opening up a brand new CD. The smell, what do you call it? Opening the artwork.
Yeah.
You're not just buying the CD, you're buying the artwork and everything else that's put into it.
Right.
Like, I was born in the 80s, raised in the 90s. It hits different when it's on, you know, like when you open up the CD, you get that. It's kind of hard to have, you know, the smell of it, but like the plastic, the feel, the touch, the
shiny disc before all the fingerprints are all over it.
and you're going to remember that when you bought that and where you were, if you put it in your car, and like us growing up, since we had a car or somebody had a car, we were gone. We're not like the kids today.
Yeah, I know.
We were gone.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, she left you a comment. Uh-oh. Dun dun duns.
She wants us to do a cover.
Yeah.
We have a couple that we've toyed around with. We had a lineup change at the beginning of the year, so we're kind of playing catch up there a little bit. But we did just throw one in this last show. We did a mashup with one of our songs and Metallica, which was kind of fun. But thank you, another one of our favorite people, Dina. Thanks for popping in.
So is there any artist that you won't touch to do a cover? Like, you just like vocally, you're just like, I can't do it.
So, at risk of like annoying everybody in the world, Evanescence, I don't have her voice. Nothing against Amy Lee. I just don't. I have a grittier voice, and she sings very pretty. So I don't think I would probably ever do an Evanescence song.
But if you were, which one would you do? That's
maybe My Immortal.
Nothing from Open Door.
I'm not a huge listen. I'm not that they're bad. I'm just not a huge fan. Okay. So I don't know probably a good bit of their stuff. It's just not the genre that I listen to.
What Disney song would you cover?
What Disney song?
What Disney song would you cover?
Oh gosh. Okay, so that's crazily enough, that's sort of up my alley because I've done musical theater and stuff. So, oh gosh, you could do all sorts of crazy stuff there. Like turn it into a metal song or keep it Disney style.
I mean, you can metal all the way.
Like, all the way, yeah. I love the metal versions of Let It Go, which is cool. But I would do. Gosh, what would be?
There's actually a cover of Moana too.
Yeah, maybe like Poor Unfortunate Souls from The Little Mermaid would be cool. That's the one that Ursula sings.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah,
I have to think that's got good potential.
What would the fans have to do for you to do that?
What would the fans have to do for me to do that?
Yeah, like, well, I mean,
they would have to really tell me they wanted it, I guess, and convince the rest of my band to do it. I'm all about like meddling up stuff. I've had some concept ideas of some old like pop tunes and stuff from the 80s that I think would translate really well if you took them and meddled them up. Of course, I've heard a lot of people do things. I've heard people do Britney Spears and things like that. And it's super cool, I think, when you take them and change them up like that. But yeah, I mean,
it really depends
people want it.
I mean, Britney Spears, it would really depend on what song. Like, if you did Toxicity, fine.
Yeah.
I mean, Hit Me Baby One More Time.
I've heard Hit Me Baby One More Time metal, but Toxic is the one that you hear the most. But yeah.
Not to get you in trouble at all, but what do you think is like the most, in your opinion, most underrated or overrated band at this moment?
Overrated or
overrated
or underrated?
Yeah.
Oh, let me think about that. I don't know if I have an overrated one. I mean, because everybody's got their own opinions about, like, it's so subjective. Everybody likes different things. You do hear a lot. I mean, I don't want to pick on Evanescence. It's not Evanescence's fault. But whenever you ask somebody, like, do you like female-fronted metal? They're like, oh, Evanescence is great, because it's the only thing they've ever exposed themselves to. And that is not their fault. That is the industry's fault here, especially in the States. There's so much female-fronted metal, and it's getting better here, but most of it's in Europe. And that's what I got exposed to that got me headed in this direction this time around. I was like, wow, I'm hearing Nightwish and Within Temptation and Beyond the Black and Epica and all these bands over there. And I'm going, Delane. I'm like, wow, like, this is incredible stuff. You got Dora Pesh over there still killing it. And over here, the only thing that's getting airplay is Evanescence. And so people are like, yeah. And so I think maybe in some ways they're overrated. It's not their fault. They're good at what they do. They just, nobody seems to know anything else but them sometimes.
Well, that's the thing. They're not playing the underground, or I don't know if you want to call it underground anymore. They're not I'm still going to use underground. Nobody plays.
Yeah, the mainstream is really just lost its mind.
It's pretty. I don't care if I hear shit for it. Mainstream is majority of everybody's main goal at some point. Like, it's not, what do you call it? You're going to climb that ladder. That's what mainly the goal is, to be seen on a bigger platform, or what do you call it? Bigger stages, bigger opportunities.
Right.
But people forget where they came from.
Yeah.
The little guy that's in that pond of fish and, just trying to grab a worm, that, what do you call it? I mean, or forget their roots. Which one? The AC/DC?
AC/DC is overrated and we're underrated. Thank you, Mindy.
Yep. No, I'm just saying, like I've been seeing that. It's, what do you call it?
Yeah. Well, and the mainstream is, what's being played today doesn't even include rock anymore. It's it's a pseudo pop with a little rock edge sometimes, but it's really hard for industry, or for us to break into the industry, I think now, beyond the, like you said, underground independent. Hailstorm did it, but even they don't get airplay on like the mainstream radio stations. If they do, they don't get much.
I mean, they do, but it's kind of like sometimes the older stuff.
Yeah.
Like
not the heavier, the lighter side of
No,
it.
here's the thing: the songs that have cleans and just a little more growl to it
Mm-hmm.
is not going to get played on the radio as often as, I'm going to say it, a Taylor Swift type of music or low scale. I mean, not unless it's, what do you call it, Rock Mondays
Right.
or it's not going to be played. It's not going to be played like when we were growing up, Headbangers Ball and what do you call it, 120 minutes. Then,
well, a good many of the radio stations are all corporate now. We do have a local station here that's independent still, which is awesome. So we're getting a lot of airplay there, which is awesome. Corey Radio Station 98.9 here. They've been awesome for all of us independent artists, and they play a lot of local artists for us. But we have like the bigger stations here in Erie, like they're owned by iHeart. So iHeart Radio owns them. And the DJs, we talked to the DJs, and the DJs are like, we don't even get to decide what we play. Like iHeart sends us the programming, and we have to play what they tell us. We don't even get to change the order. So we've been able to get on the radio, playing live in the studio on a radio show on those stations, but we've never been able to get our music there because iHeart has us blocked. It's they, whatever they want to play is what they play.
I mean, it's just red tape that needs to be cut. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're gonna, what do you call it? They think, here's the thing, and I'm gonna hear shit for it, and I don't give a crap. Most of the time, the people that are above other people haven't been there.
Right. That's true.
They never worked the front lines. So they're making rules and regulations and whatever the case may be, because somebody's grandmother, somebody's cousin, whatever, is force feeding them. Oh, we need to do it. You need to do it this way. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
But if you got another Headbangers Ball out there, or another MTV kind of series, you'd be seen more. You'd be heard more.
And, I think it would do well. I mean, music is just, it's a part of the human experience. So, and just because what we're hearing right now on the mainstream is this specific kind, and the people like it because that's all they get exposed to. If we had a show, like you said, an MTV stream where we're getting more of a variety of music and a Headbangers Ball type thing and stuff like that, I think we would end up having people liking more genres of music. I mean, I'm an 80s child. So back in the day there was so much different kind of music happening back then. And now the variety feels like it's been reduced and put into a compartment of independent versus what we're going to play for everybody else. And it wasn't like that so much back then, I don't think.
It doesn't have to always be your cup of tea to put on the radio, or like, I get it if you listen to lyric content and you're like, whoa, then you ask them to edit a radio version of that, please.
Right. We have a radio version of Love Bomb. We did one because the radio station does play it.
No, but I'm just saying, like, yes, it sucks. Yeah, you're going to have to do a radio version that, it might hinder what you're trying to say, but you're still going to get the gist of it. Like, it's going to hinder it, but it's not going to, oh, well, this is a radio version. Let me go buy the CD. I want to hear the real shit.
Yeah.
You
don't want to have something that totally changes the meaning of the lyrics. So, like, I was able to take, and I don't know, am I allowed to say anything on this show, language-wise?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so the lyrics.
You're fine.
Okay, the lyrics in Love Bomb is, I don't need your fucking love bomb. So, I switch it to Foolish for the radio version, which, you know, it still works because the concept is still kind of the same. Foolish and kind of work together, sort of. It's not quite as punchy and to the point and as harsh, but it gets by. So especially also for performing it in front of a family-friendly audience, we do that. And we have a couple words that we switch up in Wake the Monster also that don't really change the meaning of the lyrics. They're just synonyms that are family friendly. So we'll do that occasionally. We don't have a radio edit of that song, but we do it live occasionally.
Speaking of live performances, what do you think is your staple? Like that everybody asks every time you play it to play it, or you feel that, what do you call it?
So if I, you know, a lot of times, if we don't, I would say people always want to hear, it depends on where we're at too. Broken is one that we get a lot of people want to hear.
It's such a good song.
Thank you. And then interestingly enough, Fallen, which is our ballad, people have really gravitated to. So we hear people wanting to hear that. But that depends on where we're playing too, because sometimes we'll pull Fallen out of the set if we're playing at a heavier show, because sometimes you lose people with a ballad in a heavy show.
I get it. Yeah.
I learned early on, I learned, I guess, a little later on than I should have, not to announce that it's a ballad, because as soon as you say,
yeah,
hey, that's our ballad, everybody goes, I'm going to get something to drink now. So I don't do that anymore because it is a power ballad. So it does pick up a little bit, but a lot of our songs actually start almost sounding ballady and then they kick up. So, but yeah, I would say Broken is the one that I hear the most about. Thanks, Mindy.
And I know it's a time consuming as well. Of okay, we only have a half an hour set or 45 minutes. What are we pulling? What are we starting with? Are we doing a drum solo? I mean, a drum solo, so I can use the bathroom real quick. You know, like
or let me go. Yet, but yeah, you know,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually hate pulling songs. Like, if I could every show, I would do our full repertoire because I like to perform and I like to do all the songs. And there's not one song that I'm like, I don't want to do this one tonight. I'm like, I want to do all my songs. So yeah, it's always painful to me to have to whittle down to a 30-minute set. But we do try to customize them again to whatever the show is. So, you know, if there's some places that we play locally that we have maybe a little older audience that maybe likes the softer side. So we'll make sure we keep the ballads in there, the ballad in there. And maybe we won't play our hardest songs that night. But it just depends. But yeah, it's never a fun thing to try to whittle those down.
Do you feel that, what do you call it, when you look into the crowd and you just people are just doing this, just what's your feeling on that? Is that you think they're bored and they're just there to be there, or is it?
Oh, I feel like I'm being judged for real when that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because typically it's a bunch of musicians standing around going, let's check this band out, but I've learned over time, I don't care who's in my audience, how many people are in the audience. If I'm playing to bartenders, which we've done before, or playing to 600 people, which we've also done, I put on a show. I feel like everybody deserves the show. And even if you're playing to nobody, like the bartenders, the one night we had to do that, we actually had a couple people in there, but it was really bad. It's practice. It's stage performance practice. So, even if you don't have a lot of people, it shows you how talented you are, in my opinion, if you can put on a show in front of a handful of people, because that is the hardest show to put on. because you don't have automatic energy. You don't have that adrenaline rush of this big crowd and the feedback of the crowd. And so you have to manifest that yourself.
So
So
you
to
have
me,
to.
that
Yeah.
is good practice.
So you have, I mean, even with a small crowd, you have to own the room. Like, this is
Yeah,
my room. You can leave if you want to, but it's my room
right.
for that 45 minutes to a half an hour.
Right. I'm very much about stage performance. Like I mentioned that I've done theater and I've been doing some sort of form of being on stage since I was a little girl. So I like being on stage, but so to me, part of it is theatrics. Like we're not doing theatrics like Ghost, but it's important to have some sort of a show. And because to me, there's nothing more boring than going and seeing a band that just stands there and doesn't do anything, doesn't interact with the crowd. They just kind of stand there. Maybe they'll bang their heads a couple times, but they don't do anything. Like, I'm about owning the stage, trying to own the room, and trying to get my bandmates to do the same. So I think that's really important.
So speaking of that, you mentioned Ghost.
Yeah.
What is your feeling on the no cell phone rule at certain shows? You can't have your cell phones. I mean, they get put in a holster, and you have to have a security unlock it for an emergency, or what, like, what's your feeling? Like, as for what I do for a living outside of my other job, I'm not going to go to a show that I can't have my cell phone or camera for business purposes.
Right.
I'm not spending $300 to have somebody babysit my cell phone.
Right. So I think it's dumb. I think that this is an example of people just getting a little too over the top in things. To me, and I don't care how big we get. Now, of course, I probably won't have all the say by that time, but I think it's awesome if somebody wants to pull out their cell phone and take video of us and take pictures of us. First of all, you're not going to get good audio on a cell phone. We've been there, done that. So I'm not worried about you videotaping my concert and selling it to somebody because the audio on it sucks. So, I mean, if you want to share it on Facebook and get more fans to see us, thank you. Same with pictures. Like, I mean, I suppose if you came in there with, professional audio equipment and video equipment, I might have something to say about it. But, you're pulling out your Samsung phone or your iPhone. Thank you. Thank you for exposing us to more people. That's free advertising for me that I don't have to do. And I think it's just so dumb that they're missing this idea. I hate it in the movies. If I go to the movies and somebody's in their sex and I'm trying to watch a movie, that's distracting. But at a concert, it doesn't bother me.
I mean, I take maybe 3 or 4 pictures, maybe a little bit more than that. Put my phone in my pocket, watch the show, bring it out for the next band.
Yeah.
But the same thing you'd be doing if you were in the pit.
Right.
In the photo, same thing if you're in the photo pit. You get the first 3 songs, and then you shim on.
Yeah.
Go back
you don't
in.
want to sit there with your phone the whole time. It's distracting to you.
I mean, no. I mean, you paid a lot of money to be there. It's supposed to be a night out.
Yeah.
Maybe a few drinks or whatever the case may be. Get lost for the 3 hours or 4 hours of the rat race that you have to deal with on an everyday basis.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's my happy place.
Right.
So if I ever invited you to a concert with me, you mean something to me. If I haven't yet, it is what it is. I'm just saying, there could be thousands of people. I mean, of course, I know my surroundings and whatever the case may be, but I'm lost in that moment.
Right. Yeah. I recently went and saw Pat Benatar came through Erie here, and we went to her show. And of course it was at the theater here locally, and there was no put your cell phones away, no videotaping. Like I think they were letting us take pictures because I did take some pictures. But if they saw anybody up like videotaping, they came around and like, we're trying to stop all that. And I just thought, gosh, it's so silly because here we are sitting how far away, from the stage. What are they possibly going to do with this cell phone footage? You know what I mean? It's not going to be professional enough to make money off of,
And honestly, you're really not going to, because guess what, people? It's called copyright claim.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really play anybody's music on here anymore. Or what do you call it? Because maybe I did in the past and I didn't know that I couldn't play the full video of their video. It had to be 1.2, whatever number it is that you can only allow to play.
Right.
No, like it's not.
Yeah, they'll take that and silence it.
They'll take it down. Yeah, they'll take it down, or they'll put it on mute. And not unless you're from X, Y, or Z,
right?
You're not going to be able. I play your music on. I'm going to use an example. I play your video here. I get monetized. Guess where that money goes to?
Yeah,
your label, not me.
Right.
So all the clipping, all the all the work that I did prior from meeting X and XYZ artists, the money's going right to the other person's label.
Right.
And they're like, naughty, you can't do that.
Yeah.
But so you can have it for your memories. You can put it on your Facebook and look at it later. But if you're watching the entire concert through your cell phone, save the money and sit on your couch.
Well, yeah, that's goofy, and then that's on you. I think, you know what I mean. Like that's why I think it's so dumb that they're policing it like this. Because like, are there really that many people that go to concerts and just tape the entire, the entire concert on their phone? Like, is it just?
There are though. Like that's not even. I've seen it firsthand. It's not. What do you call it?
We're just so connected to our phones now. Everybody forgets how to be people.
I'm a 6 foot big guy. I try not to be. If you see me at your show and I'm like this, it's because I don't know where to put my hands. I'm not going to hit somebody. Okay.
So it's not that. Okay, good.
I'm not judging you. I'm listening. Yes, I'm listening, and I'm having. I'm in the moment. Like.
Yeah.
Oh, I might pull out my cell phone real quick if I try to catch the guy stage diving or something of that. Something you don't see on every show.
Right.
Or I might be in the pit starting the freaking pit because there's not enough people.
Right.
I went to Stitched Up Heart. It was on a Thursday night, so it was on a Thursday night. Mm-hmm. They sold about 200 tickets total. I started the mosh pit.
Wow.
It was a little one, but I started it, then I got my ass out of it.
Yeah.
I'll be 42 next month. I'm not trying to be in a pit if I don't really have to.
Right. Yeah.
I'm too old for that shit. I'm too old for that shit.
I'm usually like, oh, the pit's starting. Let me just back up a little bit before I break a bone.
or if I have to be in there, I'm pretty much the wall. Yeah. I'll have my arm this way, so if I have to check somebody, I have to. But like. So if I'm at a concert, I'm normally with somebody that's shorter than me, and I have them in front of me.
Right.
Or on the rail. I'm not a rail person, but I have too many short friends. But I'm just saying. I'm not a rail guy. So what is your bucket list venue to play?
Say that again. Which venue? What?
What is your bucket list venue to play?
I want to play Wacken, Germany. I mean, that's like the ultimate to me to be able to do that. That stage is amazing. The sea of people. I think that'd be great.
I play a shitty acoustic, but I would love to play Red Rock.
Cool.
I wouldn't care if you threw tomatoes at me. If I got to. Even
I
play
play a few shitty guitars back behind here. No, I'm
saying
shitty
like
at playing guitars. I'm just shitty at it.
like even if I'd piss everybody off. I would play the G chord on the freaking keyboard and then walk off.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm also excited to work my way up to that too. So I mean, there's we haven't played any huge stages yet, so I'm excited to just I think I started to touch on it, like everything that happens since we got signed has just been, icing on the cake. Like it's cool. Everything new that happens, I'm very excited and thankful for, and I hope that it keeps going like that. And thus also why in the time capsule, I would write little notes to myself so that I make sure I stay humble and remember those things so that I don't get a big head.
So we're going to manifest that for you for next year.
Okay. That would be awesome.
Well, before we actually manifest that, I'm going to bring up your voting thing again so we can manifest that as well.
Yeah, that would be a big help, actually. If we could, we're in the second week of it, and we're number 2 right now, which we'd love it. Today's double voting. So if you can vote. You get 2 votes for every 1 vote. And we would like to move up to number 1 in our group. We've been stuck at number 2 in this group. And I think the girl who's ahead of us must have had a lot of paid votes. So we're having a hard time getting ahead of her. But we're going to make the cut. It's tomorrow. It's the top 15 this time, and we're number 2. So we'll make that cut. And then it's going to go down to the top 10, and then it'll go to the top 5. And then we have to win in the group. And when it comes to that, that's when we're going to have to beat this girl. So, and if we can win this group, then we get thrown into smaller pools, and they reset the votes and we start over again. So right now they're cumulative. So we're really hoping we can at least take it that far. But $50,000 would really help us out. And then also, getting a feature in Rolling Stone, I think that would be what would take us to the next level.
Then you could just rent out the venue and just do it.
Yeah, right.
So everybody that is watching and probably watching later, you see this, you better be voting. We're trying to make dreams happen here, guys.
Yeah, you get to vote every 24 hours. And it's free. It takes like 20 seconds.
So before I let you go, you have a show on the 20-something of this month.
28th, and I'm going to bring up the details so I don't mess them up. But yeah, we are kind of putting on a show together with a venue. Oh my goodness. And it went away on my phone, of course. So let me bring it back up. We have partnered with DiGregorio. It's Suzanne Decree of DiGregorio is going to open the night with us. And it is an all-inclusive party. So it's not just a concert, it's a party, which is going to be really cool. It's at the Broken Plow Martial Arts Center in Creighton, Pennsylvania. And they put on these like fabulous parties. So it's including food and open bar. And it's $25, which it's ridiculously cheap to get food and drink.
25 hours for open bar?
Yes. And that it's just going to be beer and wine, and then non-alcoholic beverages. But yeah, so and food. So, and they put on crazy great parties. I went to one around Christmas time. It was a Harry Potter themed one, which was amazing. I mean, that one was really elaborate. It was dressed to the hills on that one, but they are just amazing what they do there. So I'm really excited about it because it's going to be not only just a cool concert. It's going to be really fun. And we're going to do a couple surprising things. Suzanne and I are getting together and doing some collaboration. And so it should be a really cool night. I'm really excited about it. So if you get your tickets now, though, they're $20. So you save $5.
$20 of food and drink.
Yes.
I mean,
and 2 bands.
And 2 bands.
Yeah.
And other shenanigans.
Yes.
So
if you're anywhere near Pittsburgh, I mean, absolutely, you should be at this show. It's 201 Crawford Run Road in Crichton. And it's a very cool place. It's an old church that they had renovated, and they do sword fighting there. So that's the type of martial arts that they do. It's Western martial arts. And there actually will probably be some sword fighting happening at this show, I hear. So it's going to be really cool.
So dinner and a show for $20.
Yeah.
If I lived closer, I would be running to the hills.
Yeah. I'm hoping that people will start to pick up on it and get some advanced tickets, save themselves some money. But you can get them at the door. They'll just be $25 there. And it's a 21 and up. I should mention that. It's not all ages because of it being open bar. They don't want to have to police that. So it's going to be 21 and up only.
But still, I mean, that's a hell of a deal if I heard one.
Yeah, I know.
And you're playing it? I mean, yeah, I mean, I would run. So before I let you go, what would you like to say to your fans? And I'm going to have you drop all your handles and whatever else you'd like to promote at this time.
Sure. First of all, just thank you so much to everybody who's been supporting us, all the fans. We couldn't do this without you. And I love all of you. I really appreciate everything and your patience watching us grow. Everybody, you've been so supportive and awesome. And I hope you keep following us and tell your friends so they can tell their friends and we can keep growing. So, because we want to take this all the way. And you can catch us on Facebook. We are Eden on Fire Metal Band on Facebook. We're on Instagram, Eden on Fire Band, because I just had to be different. I don't know. Eden on Fire was taken, so we got creative there. On YouTube, we are Eden on Fire. And you can also find us on TikTok, Eden on Fire. And then we are on our own website, which is edenonfire.com. So you can pretty much find everything you need to know about us at our website. It has all our social links, our merch links there. If you want to buy some Eden on Fire merch, go buy. You can get some Love Bomb stuff. You can get all sorts of things there. So check that out. And then you can also find our music. You can find out our tour dates. You can find out pretty much everything you want to know about us there.
I just want to send a reminder that this is on Facebook, Concert Junkies Rob and John YouTube. Concert Junkies Rob and John YouTube. Twitch is just Concert Rob because they would not let me finish what the hell I was saying. I wasn't underscoring myself. And if you're not subscribed to their channel, please do. And if you're not subscribed here, come join the family. Normally go live every Wednesday and Thursday night. And eventually I am going to start doing Coffee with Me, and I will bring in other bands for networking purposes and drinking coffee.
Cool.
That hopefully will start next month at some point. I will let everybody know in every chat room. And I will hopefully see you guys next week or the week after.
All right.